everyone, this is Mariam Al-Janoubi. Welcome to this quick review of MongoDB Compass, which is the official GUI for MongoDB. So today, I'll walk you through MongoDB features, and first of all, we'd like to connect to the cluster. So on this side, I'll click Connect. So this is a predefined cluster connecting to MongoDB Atlas, and as you can see here, I've already configured or added the sample data sets, which is sample restaurant database. So I'm gonna click on it. So once I click on the database, as you can see, there are currently three what's called collections. So each has multiple data. So we can also add more or add a new collection by doing this. And I can just name it, for example, guests. And then I can create a collection. And then I can also click on those three dots here, where I can rename it or drop it. So I'm gonna go ahead and then I can just confirm deleting it. Drop. Okay, so now let's start exploring the dataset further. So inside the restaurant collection over here, so we can browse through documents right there using this viewer, and each restaurant, as you can see here, has an ID, address, borough, a cuisine, and a grades, which is an array. And you can see there's a date, grade, and score, and then the name of the restaurant, and then the restaurant ID. So we can scroll through these data set, or we can also use the query here to filter. So for example, let's type the borough, and then we're going to specify Manhattan, for example. So let's click find. So now we're looking at all of the restaurants located in Manhattan. Okay, so now let's try adding a new data. From here, add data, insert the document, and I'm gonna paste this new restaurant data that I'm gonna create. I'm gonna click insert. So now it's done. Let's try editing data. So you can just simply pick a restaurant and then click this edit document, and then change whatever field you'd like. So for example, and then update. It's very easy. And you can also delete one of the restaurant by just simply clicking on this remove and then delete. So it's very, very easy. Okay, so now let's try some more advanced queries. So suppose I want to find an Italian restaurant with a score over 50. So I'll use this filter over here, specifying the cuisine Italian, and then the score to be greater than 50, and then click find. So it gave me around 14 results. I'll also add more options. So I'll specify the fields that I want to see through this projection option. So let's say I want the name, and I also want the cuisine, or let's say I want the borough. So I will want that, and let's click find. So that gives me the list only for the fields that I want to see. Also, let's sort them by the name. So I'll specify that in the sort option here. And that's the results. Export the data. I can simply click export. I can export the query result or export the full collection. So I just want to export the query result as JSON, and then I'll click export, and then save it. Italian restaurant, for example. So now my query result has been exported. Okay, so now let's switch to the indices tab over here. And this has helped us speed up the query performance. So here you can see the existing indices, which is the ID index. And let's create a new index by clicking create index. So now I'll specify the fields that I want to paste the index. So let's say we're gonna use the borrow field, and then I'll select the type to be an ascending, and then I'll click create index. Okay, so now it's ready to be used. I can also delete the index that I've created by simply clicking this, and then just to confirm I'll have to type the name of it, and simple. Okay, so now let's move to the schema tab over here. Let's analyze the schema. This will take some time, so let's wait for it. Okay, so as you can see, Compass samples documents to infer field types and distribution. You can see how often each field appears and what type it holds and whether there is inconsistency in the data. And this is super useful for cleaning up the collections data, as well as for getting some insight about the data and analyzing the data set. So let's say, for example, the borough, the most common one was Manhattan, and then Brooklyn, and then for the cuisine, the most, of course, one that was in the data set is American, and then followed by coffee, and then Chinese, and so on. Now let's move to the aggregation tab. In the aggregation, I will move to the text view. So here I will create a new pipeline. I want the data specified by aggregated by the cuisine and how many of each cuisine are in the data set, and I'll also sort them with the most appearances in an ascending order. So that's going to be the results, as you can see here, and I can always edit my aggregation pipeline over here. Now let's move to the last tab, which is the validation tab. So in the validation helps us enforce data quality using JSON schema. So I'll start by clicking adding a rule, and I'll paste this simple rule right here, which basically specify that each object has a name and a cuisine, and both of them are of string type, and both of them has to be present in each object. So now let's let's also put the action as error, so it will give me an error once this rule is not enforced or it's not applicable. And I'll also set the level to be a strict, and then I'll click apply, confirm. So this guarantees that all of the future insert and updates needs to be enforced with this rule. I can also preview the document right here. Which tells me that all of my current collection has passed the validation and none of them have failed this rule. So now let's explore adding a new collection and importing data to it. So let's say sample collection, and I'll create the collection. Okay, so now I'll add data. We can import JSON or CSV file. So I'll now import the file that I've saved earlier. And now I'll click import. So now all of the data in the file has been imported to this new collection. So this is basically MongoDB Compass, a powerful, intuitive, and very easy to use tool for anyone working with MongoDB. From visualizing documents, editing data, creating indices, and running aggregation. It's all here in one clean user interface. So with this, I'd like to thank you for watching, and hope you like this review.